So concentrate, in case you're something like me, you possibly really need XRP to hit $100 in line with coin in 2025. And so I idea this will be definitely a laugh video to make, content on. I think this is a query most of you possibly need spoke back. Is it possible that XRP can hit $100 in 2025? And I'll be honest, I became on YouTube and I noticed someone certainly make a video in this, none apart from a chain of blocks, every other XRP YouTuber and I know YouTuber. And much like in all likelihood a variety of you men, I watched the whole lot of this video, but my question wasn't truly answered by the point I completed his content material. This isn't a knock at him. I do assume that he does make a number of high quality content. I simply assume you guys deserve a solution and you already know, examine the real technicals to look if it's possible for XRP to hit that rate tag. And because properly, frankly, I wanted to look at it too, and in reality see if that is something that we may want to see sometime inside the near future. So the first step here, manifestly with a view to understand if this is even feasible, is to take a look at the marketplace capitalization today. Because for XRP to 50x in charge, manifestly it'll $100 in step with coin, as you men have been all saying, but the market cap in that event would additionally 50x proper. And so we have to see if that is an attainable marketplace capitalization first in 2025 for you to completely recognize whether or not this is something that we ought to in reality see. We ought to evaluate the market cap of XRP at $100 versus different SP 500 businesses, different cryptocurrencies, and have pathed the dimensions of all of the markets in which XRP is attempting to take over, which incorporates international payments, the RWA space, actual world belongings, or even the carbon credit market. So I'm going to be grabbing the entire market caps of all of those industries today, compiling all of them into one and then seeing whether or no longer it's sensible for XRP to devour sufficient marketplace percentage inside all of those markets to certainly hit $100 in line with coin. And I think this is probably the pleasant way to answer this query because obviously XRP going from $2.40 to $100 is already wonderful speculative now. For the sake of making my lifestyles just a touch bit less difficult, I'm just going to say can XRP 50x from state-of-the-art rate, which, yes, I do recognize could position it above $100 per coin. However, this makes this entire video a lot simpler. You guys will understand in just a 2D. So we can see proper right here, if we look proper right here, XRP's cutting edge market cap is $137 billion. So assuming that we do 50x on that fee of $137 billion, well, that's going to put us at a virtually exciting fee factor of about $6.85 trillion marketplace cap for X trillion marketplace cap for XR. And that isn't critical to determine. And I'll show you men why in only a 2D. First and important, 6.8 trillion for a market cap for XRP is pretty huge. Now, if we go as an example and take a look at Bitcoin's rate and we go to CoinMarketCap, actual short right here, what you are going to see is Bitcoin's market cap is pretty a good deal trillion proper on the dot right now. I suggest glaringly it is a bit higher than 2 trillion, but although trillion for Bitcoin, pretty extraordinary proper. So XRP to hit $100 per coin would have to a few X greater than 3X. That's a quite huge feat. Now to say if this may take place in 2025 appears quite insane until I display you guys some of the mathematics at the back of what XRP is doing. And I will give you men my non-public opinion and my private answer on what I think XRP will do by using the quid of this video, so do live tune for that. But first, we've got to talk approximately this. Because, of root, like I become bringing up earlier, XRP is set to attempt to take over the RWA markets, which different cryptocurrencies are doing, so they're going to have competition. I want to make that clear. HBAR, every other crypto I love, is likewise looking to take over the RWA marketplace. So we will see proper here, the RWA marketplace is presently valued at $185 billion with solid cash making up $170 billion of that. Now the cause why this is so important is RUSD is of direction launch now. We were given regulatory approval. It is going to be trading. It's going to be indexed on a number of one-of-a-kind exchanges, and it is going to make up a totally massive a part of the RWA marketplaces nicely. And what they're transacting with in the market makers and all the packages that the Ripple crew is constructing, it's all going to play into that in a massive way. Now, assuming that XRPL you recognize eats into this marketplace in a massive way, it genuinely will make an extensive effect. Now, while will this take place? Well, this is a super query too. You can see it's presently worth $185 billion. However, professionals estimate that the RWA market can attain between $10 trillion and $30 trillion through 2030. Now, I assume a lot of these estimates are a touch bit conservative. Once you, without a doubt, force it into what the RWA market is, you will apprehend that that is a market that might probably reach the quadrillions of greenbacks. I consider in the destiny everything will be at the RWA marketplace. This is the future of cryptocurrency. And so I do think you understand by way of the UR maybe 2040, this will be the primary quadrillion-dollar market. And you recognize by using 2030, I think it is able to doubtlessly be a lot better than 30 trillion. I will get into that during a little bit later, although that is virtually vital stuff, 30 trillion bucks. Even if we just move on this type of like base case in my private point of view, that is considerable. Okay. But it's no longer the simplest marketplace that XRPL. And XRP is making an attempt to force it into here. We also have the carbon market. Now, this one is in reality interesting due to the fact it is also going to be developing extensively, and all of the largest hedge budget are paying insane amounts of cash to basically establish themselves in this market too. You can see in 2023, the global carbon credit market became worth $479 billion. It's large. In 2028, the global carbon credit score marketplace is predicted to attain $1.6 trillion. It's going to be at about $13 trillion by means of the estimates. So these are some quite loopy numbers again. So a long way, we have $13 trillion here, approximately $30 trillion right here. And now of root, we additionally need a component in international payments. But as of right now, $13 trillion plus $30 trillion, $43 trillion, $43 trillion market, okay? Now, permits get into international bills. We can see in 2023, the worldwide payment industry treated $1.8 quadrillion in fee and $2.4 trillion in sales. This is going to be XRP's bread and butter. $1.8 quadrillion is a lot of cash that your mind, we can't genuinely fathom the variety proper. The distinction among 1,000 billion and 1 quadrillion is so big it is past human comprehension proper. Your mind is not successful of really processing more than a few that massive. It is nicely past your capability. So I do not certainly recognize this range. It might take, you already know, a whole video in itself, but just understand that is a certainly huge variety. Okay, a large range. In 2023, the cross-border payment marketplace turned into valued at approximately $190 trillion, and it's far expected to develop with the aid of 53% with the aid of the end of the decade. The marketplace is segmented into wholesale and retail, with the wholesale marketplace valued at $146 trillion. In other phrases, the wholesale market is a totally big a part of move border bills.
Okay.
And this is what XRP is specializing in, and this is ideal. This is why it makes a lot extra sense for the Ripple team to attention on establishments and large enterprise leaders and groups, all that type of stuff, in preference to retail. Don't get me incorrect, retail is still important. That's nonetheless like 50 trillion of this range proper here. However, it is not all of it, right? It's no longer the majority of it proper. The majority of it's far all with the wholesale marketplace. We can see in 2023, the actual time payments marketplace become valued at 18.29 billion. Okay, so we have any other huge number to add on to right here on our calculator, plus 190 trillion. In different phrases, the three industries that XRP is attempting to tap into is worth these days somewhere around, properly truly by way of approximately 2030, it would be somewhere around $250 trillion-ish, perhaps a bit extra. The largest a part of that direction is the worldwide price market, enterprise. And that is large, right? But we still have RDOBAs and carbon markets, all that incredible stuff. So this is a lot proper. We have a large ceiling here. $250 trillion is insane. And so while you have a look at that $6.8 trillion marketplace cap for XRP, whilst we're doing those figures earlier, that every one of a unexpected becomes lots greater reasonable proper. $6.8 trillion by means of 2025. However, that is a query.